It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next is this team's superstar running back. He's been a frequent end zone tourist. He's second in the league in rushing touchdowns. Who knows what we're in store for here on Thursday night
as the
prime time.
Meadowlands, EA Sports welcomes you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league. And we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
This is fielded inside the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his third year in the league.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even-keeled. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds? And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
16 yards on the game and a quick first down.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
In motion now, it's Collins. On play action, Stroud. A throw left side finds Dell. Give him 14 on that one. That's enough for a first down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Dell motioning over. On 2nd down, Stroud. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. Here's Stroud. He's got his tight end. It's Schultz. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They will work the middle with Mixon. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, here's Stroud. That is caught side of the end zone. Touchdown. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
The extra point, up and good. And the visitors will take a 7-0 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he played fairly well for the most part. Now, are there some things to clean up? Absolutely. Some of his footwork, both inside and outside the pocket, still has a long way to go. The occasional errant throw or just thinking, hey, I've got a big arm, I'm going to fit this ball in the window. Some of that stuff needs to get cleaned up, but overall, not bad. But what matters the most in wins and losses, and he just wasn't the difference maker his team needed when they needed him the most.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
It's first down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in second and long.
He'll get that to Paul, his tight end. Good work there to get this back close to a first down. 13 on the gain. It sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2. They'll run. It's Davis. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. On now comes the punt team for the Jets. Here comes Smith on the return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. We check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into this weekend, and you see he is currently 2nd in that category. In motion now, it's Collins. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Toward the boundary, taken in by Collins. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch. This crowd hoping for a challenge, and they're going to get their wish. The red flag is on the field. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. On first down, it's Stroud. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down. Mechie, the man in motion. Stroud to throw here on first down. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. It's a close game early on. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Important one here. Want to keep this drive moving. Got to pick up 3rd and 4. Mechie, the man in motion. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can.
And he's in for the touchdown. But hold everything, there is a marker down. These points may come off the board.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. Now it is 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mixon. And that won't help a great deal. Just a short gain there. It's 2nd and goal. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. Stroud to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. To the goal line and in for the touchdown. And how about that? His first career catch also becomes his first career NFL touchdown.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Makes the score. Visitors 14, Jets nothing.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a 1st down.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs, and not ideal to start the game in that manner, so that's a really important throw right there. Let's see if they can build something from there. Brings up 1st and 10. Continue to let your opening script unfold. You got to go down and find some points here and get your offense settled down.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Now, a give to Davis. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
Brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On the ground once more, it's Davis. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Jets. An extra point attempt to follow. He's got it. And the Jets are on the board. It's now 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. And he continues to be a thorn in the side of defenses trying to stop him. Currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
It's a big-time run by Mixon. 38 yards.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. Next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Mechie, the man in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud. This is caught at the 2. And he's going to be taken down. Another catch from there. Numbers starting to stack up in this one. Closing in on 100 yards, and we're still in the 1st half. To throw, it's Stroud. And he's in for the score. And the show continues. What a 1st half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
The extra point is good. And the visitors will take a 21-7 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Jets offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Here's Davis. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing. This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Fields now to throw on 1st down. In trouble, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On the handoff, it's Davis. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Third down and 9.
Let's go now.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and It ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
This offense and their running back heading back on the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line, he's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
There hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
In motion now, it's Collins. Back to throw, Stroud. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet. But I can promise you, they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's down the field and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So the first part of any interception, it just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field.
That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. First and goal coming up.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. First down and goal. That one, take it in. Touchdown, Jets. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Schultz is the motion man. Throwing from the pistol, Stroud.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Mechie, the man in motion. Now there's a throw out wide. Hey, this might be a double pass. And he's going to be taken down, but he has the first down. Good execution of the double pass. Stroud. Going to set up to throw. This one caught by Mechie. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Out now is the field goal unit. They'll try to pick up 3 points here. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the visitors going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
That penalty is declined.
Just 1 second remaining in this first half, and they will kick it away. Gibson now on the return. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on our Thursday Nighter to start the new NFL week. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Greg in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some great games still to come, and I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there, as that promises to be a tight one. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. And then lastly, on Sunday Night Football, those fans will be riled up, as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. The Jets offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. A run with Davis. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
Ready up. Liking 18. Set up.
Fields now. He connects with Gray on that one. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Let's go now. Huh.
Throwing is Fields. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Now Fields. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's Fields. That'll be caught by the running back Davis. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league, and it results in a negative play. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he is right up there amongst the league leaders when it comes to receiving yards by a wideout this year. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
In motion now, it's Collins. They'll go right back to Mixon. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. 12 yards on that hookup, and that will be a 1st down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Schultz is the motion man. On 2nd down, Stroud. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And they will finally run him down.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things. A highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. On play action, Stroud. 1st down throw there is incomplete.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this 2nd half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one, and they let him off the hook.
2nd down throw for Stroud. A dive and a catch. Incredible. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
And his great game continues, and all game long, Mike, he's really been on the receiving end of a lot of big plays, but I think we might have just seen his best one yet.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. In motion now, it's Collins. They'll try to run this one in. Good blocking, and he's in. Has a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns for him in this one. Numbers 12 and 13 on the year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Jets, 14.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
To throw is Fields. This one on target for Johnson. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
At the 36-yard line.
Unlock line. Unlock line.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. That's going to be caught by Gray. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Ready.
First down, Fields. The open man is Wilson. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Come on. Set.
Fields to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now, Fields. Look wide. Get this one complete. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's 4th down. On comes the punt team now for the Jets. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. Returnable from the 17. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. Second and 7. Here's Stroud. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He will let this go. Deep downfield for Dell. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery.
These are the type of self-inflicted wounds that the coaching staff told us about all week, Mike, and it's been a real point of emphasis. Anyone possessing the ball, whether that's on offense, defense, or in this case, special teams, protect the ball at all costs, and I can promise you they're not going to be happy with this one.
1st and 10.
Let's go.
In motion now, it's Collins. They'll run on 1st down with Mixon. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
Here we go, set. Set, hurt. Go.
Now Mixon. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back.
Offense.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this.
Trap 60.
Mechie, the man in motion. Throwing on second down. Stroud. To the left side and caught by Schultz. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Mixon. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
In motion now, it's Collins. They look to run with Mixon. And he will score again. Touchdown. That touchdown number 3 for him in the game, and number 14 for the year. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The PAT, up and good. And the visitors will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Fields. Catch made right side. It's Johnson. Here's 2nd and 2. Play action now for Fields. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
This one intercepted. And the visitors are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. A run here with Mixon. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They'll motion the tight end Smith. They hand it off to Pierce. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. In motion now, it's Collins. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. This is caught. He got the connection to Collins. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far that has proven to not be the case.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Here's a give to Pierce. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
19 tight, 19 tight. Here we go, sack. Cut 19, cut 19. 18 rapid, 18 rapid. Left knee 19.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He will let this go. Deep downfield for Dell. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Stroud going to set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. In motion now, it's Collins. To throw is Stroud. And he gets that one complete to Collins. And he's got the 1st down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up 1st and goal. They go right back to Collins. He's got it again. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that.
And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in for the touchdown. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. The kick is good. And the visitors will add one more onto their big lead.
Jets 14.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Come on, set.
Fields now. This one caught by Lazard. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Fields now to throw on 1st down. This one taken in by Reynolds. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Second down. It's Fields. Gets that one to the veteran Lazard.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Fields. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of...
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here's a 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Ready?
To throw is Fields. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
And no return forthcoming. It's touchbacks and will come out to the 20-yard line. So now this team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air. And with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
They'll start this one on the ground with Pierce. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll run the toss play to Pierce. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
So, it's a win for our visitors. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night.